How y'all doing? This is Earthquake from Tattoo For You. Today we're going to be reviewing just some generic ballpoint pen cartridges from Amazon. I got red. They also come in pink, black, blue, and green. The company is Tattoo Artists. I'm assuming some cheap Chinese crap, but we'll see. So we got 5, 10, 15, 20 ballpoint cartridges. Go in here. So far, first impressions of these, a little ghetto. You know, the box came with tape on it. I mean, they're just pen cartridges, like legit ballpoint pen cartridges, so I guess the box doesn't really matter. But compared to the masked ones, well, the Dragonhawk one, same company. Just first impressions of the box, these are a whole lot cheesier. So, we got, let's see if we can get that there. Get it to focus. Says Tattoo Artist, item number, red, and then I can't get this to focus. There we go. All right. That way you can read that. Now I'm going to read it to myself. Is please refer to the instructions before use. Sterile EO2 gas. Single use only if package is undamaged. Sterilized. Date 2023. Expiration date 2028. I mean, that really doesn't matter. These are, it's a pen. You know, it's not an actual needle. But it's cool that, you know, it gets you in the habit of checking your needles and checking the dates. And this thing does not want to open. So, first impressions of the cart, it's pretty decent. It's, you know, typical pen cart. Doesn't have the rubber seal up here, though. That's hard plastic. I don't see any membrane in here at all. So, let's see the function. So far, I can see it's moving around a lot, the pen, but it is moving freely. You do have this little rubber tip that you gotta break off, and you gotta make sure you get the whole thing. If not, the ball on your pen will not move freely. So I'm gonna do the rest of this off camera real quick, make sure I got it all. I don't know if you can see this, see that little bit of gunk hanging off the tip of the pen. You got to make sure you get all that. If not, the ball will not roll in the pen and no ink will come out. Which I had the same issue on the Dragonhawk ones. It's so that way I'm assuming in shipping they don't leak ink everywhere. So let's see, now that I got it all freed up, if I can get that to focus. Alright, we're gonna try it in my masked archer. See how it works. Alright. Got a couple of sheets of paper. That over there. Alright, I'm at 8 volts. Oh yeah, I put my machine back together again wrong. These machines, the masked archers, if you don't get them just right, the hole doesn't line up, which annoys my OCD, but it doesn't really affect anything else. Which this machine's I normally put this one back together right, but let me grab my glasses. Alright. So, coming out like it would a regular needle. Let's lower this voltage down to the lowest setting, which on this machine is 5. And artist blank. Let's do some fire. My lines are something to be desired. You know, they're not the greatest. Let's move this camera so that way you can see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. See if we can fix this line. So set that in a little bit further. Probably should have done this bigger, so we'll do a bigger one. So a diamond-ish shape. So far, you know, I wasn't very impressed at the beginning, you know, taking them off the packaging and whatnot, but as far as the ink flow and consistency of these pen carts, they're definitely a lot better than the masked ones I just did a review on. And I believe you get more in the package. Alright, and we're back. I just had to do some research. There is an Amazon store for the company that sells these. I'll write that in the video. It'll be either to your left or to your right. The price of these needle carts for 20 of them is $11.06. The price of the Dragon Hawks is $8.99, and you only get 10. So for an extra $2.05, you get you get double. So far, I'm thinking these might be the better route, but we'll continue on. We'll see how these go. See how the dots go. It does pretty good dots. Again, I'm liking the ink flow in these way better than I did the other ones. You know, these ones are a lot more budget friendly. And they just seem to work better overall. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with the shading. I just basically want you guys to see the dot work. These are also good, you know, to learn how to shade, which I'm doing a terrible job on video. But I mean, you get the gist, you know. There's you know, it'll do the dots, it'll do lining. The harder you press, the more you're going to damage the paper. So when I use these, I use 2 sheets of paper to give it a little bit of padding, a little bit of cushion. Plus, so that way you're not dinging up your table if you got a heavy hand. And while you're getting used to these, because they do, any pen cartridge, ballpoint pen cart, takes a little bit of getting used to. But the harder you press, the more saturated it'll be. These are good to learn consistency. You know, you'll hear it. Like you hear how hard that's hitting? I'm going really hard. Versus, what you really want to do is you want to be skimming this. And you barely hear anything. Kind of deal. And as you can see, let me pick this up a little bit. You can see up here it's a little bit more saturated than down here because I started letting up a little bit. It's honestly harder to it makes the level of difficulty a little bit harder to control your machine with these because you have a little bit of leeway with skin. Skin is malleable. It moves. It, you know, as you, like, you know, lift this camera up a little bit. You can even use these on yourself. Oops. like as you're hitting the skin, it's not rattling off a hard surface. These don't work that well on your skin, but they do work. And I'm trying to do this watching the video and tattooing myself. My greasy skin's clogging up the cart like it would any ballpoint pen. But you get the gist. Like, your skin moves versus this has got a hard surface you're up against. So it makes you control your machine more. You're like, at first you're going to be rattling the table pretty hard, and then you'll get to the point where you learn to, let off and you ease. Like, so this is a quick tip for new artists out there. When you're tattooing, you want to have your machine with these two fingers, this finger wrapped here, so like a claw, and then you get these two fingers tucked down with this one. So you have your fingers like this, and you're going to hold everything, and this is how you control your depth. With your hand like this. So you lock your hand, and then you go back and forth, glide. That's going to be how you control that depth. And this is going to, these pen carts help you control your depth. Because you ain't got a choice. If not, you're going to sit there and you're going to break your carts because you're sitting there smashing them off the table. So, back to some shading. We'll do flames. As you can see, you can't get that dot work. We'll do just the straight line here. See if we can get a better angle. So we're going to start solid and whip. That wasn't a good one. Start solid and whip. I'm not the best at this pepper shading crap. I'm not gonna lie to you. In my opinion, it's a fad. People like it. I'll do it if they ask me to. I prefer not to. I prefer just traditional shading versus this pepper stuff. So I'm still learning it. I do it when I need to, but for the most part, not a fan. That's just me. I'm still getting used to these carts too. As you can hear me thumping because I'm just not used to these. So the harder you press, the longer the stroke of the dots will be. So see how they stroked out really far apart? Now if we go light, see how they're a lot tighter because the needle's hitting the paper more times. The lighter you press it. The harder you press it, you're making the needle retract further in, and then it recoils out hotter, and that's why you're getting that effect versus this effect. Overall, will I buy these again? Yeah, I'd buy them again. They're good to practice with. I've been letting my kid use them. You know, he's just getting into drawing now. He's 13. He's been trying to get me to let him practice on fake skin. He's not ready for that yet. I don't want him poking himself. You know, goes to school, and I got DCF sitting at my house because kid gave himself a tattoo of a dot. So, I mean, this is good if you got kids that want to, do what mommy and daddy are doing. They're cool if you're just learning. They're good for practicing. If you can't afford inks, fake skins, decent needles, maybe all you can afford is, a decent machine, to start with, and a box of these, Maybe that's all you can afford is a machine, a box of pens, and, a couple of pieces of paper. You got $175 for the machine, $11.06 for the box of ballpoint pens. I think $5 for a whole stack of blank paper on Amazon. So you got like $160 versus spending, you're still in the machine for about $150, $175. Decent inks, even if you only get a couple of colors, black and a primary set, you're into it for another $100. If you're getting the little half-ounce bottles, and then fake skins, even if you get the cheap ones, you're spending another $20 on that. So these are good. These are good to start out with. These are good to practice with. I'm sure a lot of you can do a hell of a lot better than I can with them. This just isn't my style. But it's something I want to learn, so this is a good way to learn it versus wasting my fake skins and my, messing people up. You don't want to mess people up. You don't want to mess your name up. I've seen a lot of cool drawings with ballpoint pen cartridges and just ballpoint pens people have made. They make them with a coil machine. You could make these yourself. If you watch the mask video, I stated that in that video too. You got some leftover needles that you were reusing on your fake skins. I cannot express this enough. Do not reuse needles that you're using on people. If you're using them on fake skins, you can take apart your cart, chop a pen up, put this together pretty easily. And, but, unless you're one of the people that just, they have to create something, they gotta build. I'm not one of the people. I'd rather just buy the damn things and, pull them out of a thing. These things are even sterilized, so if you wrap your machine properly, and, well, you gotta clean the thing anyway, so, that's why I'm not working with gloves. I'm not working with everything wrapped up, because, end of the day, I'm still gonna sterilize this machine before I use it on anything. So, overall, would I buy these again? Yes, I would. These are great if you're starting out, you know, or you're just trying to learn how to do dot work. They're a great idea. It's how much time you put into them. You know, you get the dot effect. You get what you put into it. I'm not a fan of the dot work, but I still like the fact that I can use my tattoo machine. I don't have to wear gloves. I don't have to wrap everything up. I don't have to treat everything sanitary, you know, in a sanitized manner. I can just be on a bus, driving on a road trip with the family, and I can draw, and I'm still using my tattoo machine. I'm still feeling the motor, well, the engine, whatever. I'm still feeling the motor moving. I'm still feeling the machine vibrate. I'm getting that feel of my tattoo machine. Yet, I don't have to do all the bullcrap that comes with it. I don't have to... I don't have to wrap my machine. I don't have to grab the barrier film. I don't have to grab gloves, Vaseline, inks, fake skins. You know, I don't have to go through the process all that. The only thing I gotta do is get my machine, a pen cart. I normally have my little drawing book that I doodle in. And when you get home, sterilize your machine before you use it on anybody. You know, it's not a sanitary manner doing this, but that's kind of the point. You don't have to be sanitary to draw on a piece of paper. I'm Earthquake from Tattoo For You. This has been my review on generic Amazon pen carts. Try some out. You know, they're cheap and they work pretty well.